and welcome to today's live IELTS class. We're kicking off this week with some IELTS speaking part 1 with a bit of strategy to get you those high band scores the next time you sit your exam. The materials, strategies, they are coming from our world-class courses. Check us out at aehelp.com for the academic version of the exam and gieltshelp.com for the general version. Lots of students already in class. Great to see you all. Hi, Nyan Tia Kim Nguyen. Hi, Chanyol Park. Akashvir, good to see you as well. I saw Carolina chatting a little bit earlier with another student, Gurbir Singh. Hi. I hope everybody is having a fantastic start to this week. Students, our websites, they look like this. This is our academic website here with the blue background. You can click that red button to join. We are British Council and IELTS Registration Center partners. So for those of you in Saudi Arabia, you can register through us. We're working on other regions of the world as well. And for general IELTS, it's the green background. Click that red button. And of course, we do have an app for the academic. We will soon have one for general also. In your app store, get our app, Academic IELTS Help. And students, please, if you've downloaded our app, Academic IELTS Help, and you like it, give us a good rating. We would really appreciate that. So good ratings are much appreciated. Hi, Chantel. Good to see some members joining in on this class also. All right, if you have questions about the IELTS exam for our experts or about our products, please communicate with us. Communication is the key to success. ADRIAN, aehelp.com. That's my name, Adrian at aehelp.com. Just send me an email and I will do my best to give you help. Students, this week we are starting again with speaking part 1. Tomorrow we will have a task 1 academic for members. And then we'll have a reading passage for everyone else, and I'll post the other days of live classes into our YouTube community board, so you will see it. Just check it out on our channel, okay? And I'll post the essay from last week also that I know some students are waiting for. All right, students, so let's get into this a little bit. So it is a speaking class. Make sure to repeat after me. Repeat questions, repeat answers, practice your speaking. So typing into the chat, it's a good start. Just make sure to say what you hear also, not just type and read, but also say it. Amarjeet, good to see you in class. Marzi, thank you so much. You're making me blush. Thank you for that compliment. All right, students, let's warm ourselves up a little bit. So you get into your speaking exam. There's an examiner waiting for you. You are calm and confident. You paid good money for this exam. You deserve to be there. You've studied lots of English. Love yourself. Feel confident. Feel strong. Okay? So you walk in, you imagine the examiner is your grandfather or your grandmother. Just visualize that. That will help you keep in mind important points. Speak loud. Grandma, grandpa, they have hard of hearing, okay? They don't hear very well. 2, speak in complete sentences. Grandma, grandpa are not born in the Facebook generation. You have to clearly answer ideas for them. Otherwise, they won't understand you, okay? Respect grandma and grandpa. Speak nice and clear. Okay, full sentences. Use the questions. All right. Okay, and then the first question that you will hear from the examiner is, may I see your identification, please? Okay, give me some nice answers for this, students. So, may I see your identification, please? Niamatullah says, sure. A little bit more, Niamatullah. I'm not sure if you're answering my question there. Gunjan says, yes, you may. And then Gunjan, Lakra, I would do a little bit more there. I would say, yes, you may. Please take a look. Okay. Yes, you may, or yes, certainly, please take a look. So that will be the first question. Okay. So really get ready for that. Sound natural. Don't sound like you memorized answers. Examiners don't like to hear that. Okay. Yes, here it is. Is good. Rohit says, hell yeah. He he he. Okay, maybe that's a little bit too much confidence, Rohit, but it's good natural language anyway. Vanity Sean says, certainly, here it is. Please have a look. All right, good. Those are very good answers. Practice different ways of saying it. Yes, you may. Please take a look. Okay, good. So that's a good answer for may I see your identification, please. All right, again. One more time, students, just again, let's get into this repetition here. May I see your identification, please? Yes, you may. Please take a look. Okay, those are good. All right, lots of different ways. Practice different ways. Next question, coming right away. They're looking at your ID. They're looking at you. The question is, what is your full name? Give them your full name. They're matching your name with the name on your ID. So please give them the same name. I know some students only have one name on their ID, but they actually have two names. Maybe avoid explaining that. Just say what's in your ID, okay? Don't freak out if the examiner is kind of staring at you in a weird way. If they're like looking at the ID and then they're like, okay, some of you that took the IELTS, maybe you know what I'm talking about. The examiner is trained to do that. They're trained and they're told to look at the picture in the ID very carefully and look at things like eye color, shape of the nose, because there are people who cheat and they're doppelgangers. So they look very carefully. They actually stare at the picture and then stare at you. And I know some students, they kind of freak out, or some candidates, why is the examiner staring at me like that? Don't freak out. That's just their training to make sure that everything is honky-dory. Okay, everything is okay. So, all right. So I see lots of different answers coming up. Our member, Mekonen, says, my full name is Bezawit Endal Kachu. Please call me Beza. Okay, that works. Mekonen, sure, that works. All right. Ponekanti says, my full name is Ponekanti Udayashri. Please call me by my nickname, Udaya. Okay, Udaya, that works. Nickname is one word, Udaya. Nickname is one word. All right. Danish says, my complete name is Danish Reza. As you can see in my passport, please refer to me by my given name, Danish. I would finish with that, Danish. So I would say, please refer to me by my given name, Danish. Otherwise, it's good. Danish, it works. All right. Seymour. Let's see what Seymour says, if I can get back there. No, I kind of lost it. Anyway, we'll go on to someone else. Let's see. So Nyan Ting Kim Nguyen says, my full name is Nguyen Tia Kim Nyan. Please call me Violet. Okay. Just say that's your nickname too, because they obviously won't see that in the passport. So Nyan, just say, please call me Violet. And that works. Okay. Shave Takakar. Good luck on your speaking test tomorrow. Okay. Danish, yes, you can. You can say, yes, here you are for the identification. Absolutely. Amarjeet says, my complete name is Amarjeet Singh. Please call me Amar. It is my nickname. Yeah, that works. Okay, that works good. All right. So again, be natural here. Sound natural. Don't sound like a robot. Okay. My full name is Peter Mackenzie. Please refer to me by my nickname, Pete. Again, students, nickname, it's one word. We actually say that quickly. We say nickname. It's all one word. Okay? Don't tell them to check their passport, Nikita. They're going to do that anyway. So you don't have to say, check my passport. It's kind of weird. All right. Next question. They will have some icebreaker questions to make you feel comfortable. Remember, students, the first 2-3 questions the examiner is asking you, the goal is to make you feel comfortable, not nervous. Okay? Keep that in mind. That should help you to relax, all right? Focus on slowing down your thoughts. Focus on being in the moment, in the present. Try not to think about the past, what you didn't learn, and try not to think about the future, what your score will be, or what you might do wrong, but really focus on the present, okay? That's very important for success in the speaking section, is that you are present in the moment. You are paying attention to the question being asked in the moment. So bring yourself into the present, okay? All right, students. Common question for these icebreakers. Do you work or study? Again, for these icebreakers, have different ways to answer them. So do you work or study? Okay, do you work or study? Give me some nice answers for that. Hushnamo says, currently I'm working at school as an English teacher, and in order to improve my knowledge in testing and earn perks, I am taking this test to develop my skills at a testing center twice a week. Hushnamo, the beginning of what you're stating there is very clear. Oh, sorry, Hushnamo, I read yours incorrectly. I'll read that one more time. I'm paying a little bit more attention. So Hushnamo says, currently, I'm working at school as an English teacher, and in order to improve my knowledge in testing and earn perks, I am making tests as a test developer at a testing center twice a week. Yeah, Hushnamo, that's good. Lots of details there, okay? You might want to include why you're actually taking the IELTS exam within that, because that would be the question in my mind is, if you work as an English teacher and you develop exams, why take, I'm interested, why take the IELTS exam? To learn about different testing strategies, or it's a part of the test that you develop? So that would be interesting to know. Firdavs says, I'm both working as an account manager at a transport company, and I am also learning English to continue my master's degree in the UK. Firdavs, that is really nice. You're giving a very clear answer to the whole question, and it's very specific. From your answer, I gain clear knowledge of what you do, and that's the goal here. All right, I'll read one more and then maybe give my own example answer here. So, let me see. Raman says, well, I have been working. Let me just go back there. So this is Raman Deep. Raman Deep says, well, I have been working in the Department of Health and Family Welfare for 7 years, and also currently I'm preparing for my IELTS exam to show my English proficiency. To get evaluated is okay, Ramandeep, but in the end you're actually showing your English proficiency through the band score that you achieve with the exam. Okay, one more. Roshni Kunte says, I am not only working in IT as an employee, but also preparing for IELTS to score above 7 so I can pursue my higher education in a foreign country. All right, Roshni, that's a good answer as well. Yes, some students realize that this is a good chance to use a correlative conjunction, not only but also, both and. Currently, I am both working as an exam engineer as well, and engineer for an education technology company, and I am learning for this IELTS exam so I can gain further insights into psychometrics, which is the science of measuring human thought processes statistically. Okay. All right, so I thought I'd give you a little bit of a fancy word there, which is actually the art of assessing human thinking, including language. So repeat after me, okay? Currently, I am both working as an exam engineer for an education technology company, and I am learning for this IELTS exam so I can gain further insights into psychometrics, which is the science of measuring human thought processes statistically. All right, it's kind of a neat way to put it to you, but that's somewhat what I do and what some of my coworkers do in our company to bring you the best strategies on how to prepare for the IELTS exam. All right, so one more question here for the icebreaker. What did you do at the weekend? Of course, that's using British English at the weekend. American English or Canadian English would be on the weekend. British English is at the weekend. Be ready to listen to both, okay? If you feel the examiners made a mistake in their language, don't pay attention to it. Focus on your own answer. Okay, always focus on yourself. Remember, stay in the present. All right, so what did you do at the weekend? Again, have lots of different answers for this so that you sound natural. Okay. Husan Ravshanov says, usually I take a day off at weekends to unwind from the roller coaster of emotions I experience at the workplace. As for what I did last weekend, I paid a nearby local park a visit with my immediate family. Yeah, Husan, that's really nice. I love the range of vocabulary, the natural expressions to unwind, and the roller coaster of emotions. I can't imagine what you do for work that it's so emotional, but all right. For Dobbs says, at the weekend, I had a lot of fun. On Saturday, Saturday, me and my family went to the nearest park to unwind from the stresses of everyday life. And on Sunday, I went to the stadium with my sons to play football. Beautiful for Dobbs. Really nice visual, precise description, identifying the weekend as Saturday, Sunday. Careful with spelling on Saturday for Dobbs. But again, obviously, you're paying attention to lessons, and that's really good. Really good answer. Okay. Binay Yadav says, I had been on a trip to Pokhara Valley, one of the great destinations not too far from my home. I went with my friend Ram, and we enjoyed the natural beauty of the landscape. Okay. It was mesmerizing. We enjoyed it a lot. Binay, it's not bad. And I can see that you're trying to sneak some past perfect into your answer to gain some scores for using more advanced grammar. That's not a bad idea, Binay. It's a good idea. Just make sure that you still sound natural. A native English speaker would not use a series of past perfect sentences. So I had been to, and I had this done, and I had enjoyed. We wouldn't do that. We would mix the past perfect with the simple past. That would be natural. So I had been to on a trip before going to the restaurant, okay? So we would mix it like that. Careful, careful. Complex is good, high level grammar is good, as long as you sound natural. If you don't sound natural, it can actually lower your score. So careful, students. All right, what did you do at the weekend? Well, on Saturday, I went out to a local restaurant with some of my friends to catch up on old times. And on Sunday, my family and me went to the theater to watch the latest Peppa Pig movie. My daughter had really wanted to see it. Okay? All right. So I thought I would give you an example here of using that past perfect if you want to show some higher level grammar. So repeat after me. What did you do at the weekend? Well, on Saturday, I went out to a local restaurant with some of my friends to catch up on old times. And on Sunday, my family and me went to the theater to watch the latest Peppa Pig movie. My daughter had really wanted to see it. So here I'm using the past perfect, had, past participle, wanted, because I'm showing the listener, in this case the examiner, that my daughter's desire or want to see the movie precedes or comes before actually going to the theater to watch it. So although I'm saying this information after this information, the past perfect grammar tells the listener that this action happened before the simple past action. So that's how you can do that, or that's how you can use that grammar. Just be very cautious, again, to sound natural. Okay? All right, students. So that's a little bit for the icebreakers warming up. And now the examiner will get more into part one, which will be some questions on a general topic focusing on you. Okay, so this is first person conversation focusing on you. Okay, and I see lots of answers so far for these icebreakers. A lot of them are good. Zainab, you have a good answer as well. Obviously, I can't read all of them, but you should keep writing and you should keep expressing yourself. As you've noticed, I catch different students at different times. So keep going. Okay, so part one. Now the examiner, hoping that you feel comfortable and more relaxed, will say, let's talk about playing and games, okay? So playing and games. So introducing the topic of part one. All right. Now, here's a tip. So before we get into these questions, a very important tip is in the speaking section, you should consistently focus on giving reasons for your answers. Okay? So give reasons for your answers. One of the ways that we can do that is to use the coordinating conjunction so. Okay? All right. Now, a bigger group of words or a larger family of words that helps you to express cause and effect or give reason is subordinating conjunctions. And the subordinating conjunctions are divided into 4 families. I won't get into all of that right now. There's time, there's condition, there's opposition, and there's cause and effect. Okay? So for the subordinating conjunctions here, we're focusing on cause and effect conjunctions. Students, can you give me some subordinating conjunctions that are used to express cause and effect relationships? So when you're thinking of why you do this or why you do that, what are some subordinating conjunctions commonly used in English to express the relationship of cause and effect? We're going to practice these in our answers as we go through part 1. So that's why I'm asking you here, okay? Carolina, however, is opposition. It's not cause and effect, okay? Frey says, as a result. As a result is absolutely one. So Frey, that's good. Yep. As a result. Very good. Victor Sebastian says, since, when, while. Victor, only the word since is accurate. When is either used as a condition or as time. While is used for time or opposition. Since, Victor, is the only one that's used for time or cause and effect relationships. So since is accurate. When and while is not. AJ Thapa says because. That's probably the most common one. Okay. Let's see. Hermes, let's see. There's quite a few since then. Hermes, our member, says because, in order to, in a bit, due to. Due to is good, Hermes. We already have because. In order to is condition. It's not cause and effect, Hermes, okay? So again, students, be very clear on which subordinating conjunction is in which category of showing relationships between ideas and sentence elements. So due to is okay. All right. Take that from Hermes. Zainab, we already have as a result. Victor, however, shows opposition again. Okay. Indeed, Gautam is not a subordinating conjunction. Mekonnen, very good. That's a nice high-level one. Pranav, very good. Another one. So Pranav says subsequent or subsequently. Pranav is the one that comes up commonly. So subsequently. Okay. It's another way to say consequently. Okay, so those are all nice. Those are 2 nice ones. Maybe instead of saying because, use the word subsequently, and hey, there you might pick up a little bit more for lexical resource. Nima atalu, so that is very good. Okay, so that is used as a subordinating conjunction of cause and effect. Okay, that's why it's more of an expression. All right, that's pretty good. Thus, and therefore. Okay, those are some nice ones. All right, students, so there we have a good list. It's not an exhausted list. There are lots more. So practice these. Okay, this is just the family of cause and effect within subordinating conjunctions. Repeat after me. As a result, since, because, due to, subsequently, consequently, so that, thus, therefore. All right, all of them used for cause and effect relationships. So let's practice sticking these conjunctions into our answers as we go through these questions together now. So here we go, students. Repeat after me. How often do you play a game? How often do you play a game? All right, Danish says, in fact, I often play a variety of games, like indoor games and outdoor games as well. But here I would like to talk about my outdoor game cricket, which is my favorite because it makes me relaxed and healthy. Danish, it's long-winded, okay? It sounds like you're going into this huge story. In part one, keep it more direct, Danish, to get high band scores. So Danish, say it something like this. In fact, I often play a variety of either indoor or outdoor games because I really enjoy competition. Mostly, I like to play cricket with my friends because it helps me to relax and stay healthy. Okay, notice how Danish, my connections make it a more direct answer in this case. It's exactly those conjunctions that I showed you, which help to give a more cohesive and coherent natural answer, Danish, that boosts your band score. Okay? All right. So, Satisfying Times says, well, usually after 8 hours of hard work, I like to relax next to the TV and play with my PS5 video game console, where I spend 1 to 2 hours playing PUBG online with friends. It's a great way for me to let go of some stress. Since. Satisfying Times, use since. Students, we just looked at those subordinating conjunctions of cause and effect, and I'm not seeing them. Let me see them. So Satisfying Times, playing PUBG online with friends. Oh, sorry, I see it there, Satisfying Times, since it's an effective release of stress. Yeah, okay. I take back what I said, Satisfying Times. My bad. I see it. I see it. Okay, let's see. One more for this one. Jassy Rathur says, I really like to play outdoor games like football and cricket with my friends because I enjoy our time together building team spirit. Jassy, I don't see your connection there, and I would really like to see your connection so I can give you a better band score, okay, better flow. All right, students, again, don't worry if I miss your comment or your answer. I'll try to catch you the next time. All right, how often? It's fishing for adverbs of frequency, always, usually, never. I frequently play games after work and on the weekends. I would say an average of 2 hours a day, since I believe that all work and no play leads to a bitter life, and I really enjoy the spirit of competition. All right. So, some interesting, important points here for those high band scores. Paraphrasing the word often with frequently. Giving specific details like after work and on the weekends. Changing qualitative language like frequently to quantitative language like average of 2 hours per day. Making a cause and effect relationship with the word since between my sentence elements, and using some nice natural language like enjoying the spirit of competition. Okay, that's what you need to do, students, to get those high band scores. Here we go. Repeat after me. How often do you play a game? I frequently play games after work and on the weekends. I would say an average of 2 hours a day, since I believe that all work and no play leads to a bitter life. And I really enjoy the spirit of competition. Okay. All right. Gautam Chinta says, I don't often play games as I am usually busy with my office work. However, I plan to play football on weekends since it helps me to relax from the pressures of the office, and I love challenging myself. Gautam, not bad. Careful with your word forms and your grammar, okay? You need to focus on making sure to smooth out those mistakes. Here we go with the next question, students. When do you like to play games? Notice the why in parentheses or brackets. If you don't answer the why question, the examiner will follow up with the why question. So this is, again, where you want to include cause and effect relationships. Answer the why question. So when do you like to play games? When do you like to play games? Let's see. Any answers for that yet? Not quite. I see reasons for enjoying to play games, but not the actual time. Okay. Satisfying Times says, I enjoy playing games in the summer, especially football, since the weather is always beautiful and refreshing. The last part of that, Satisfying Times, I'm not clear. Maybe rephrase that and send it to me by email, what you mean by that. A coup is a little bit of has a different meaning. Okay. Maybe it's a term that I'm not familiar with in the game of football. Quang Bach says, I set aside almost my square time to play sports such as football as well as badminton in order to get energy and release stress after a nerve-wracking time. Quang, I think you're trying to throw too many expressions in there. It's coming across a little awkward, all right? Not sure what you mean by square time in that context. I set aside is good, okay? So Quang, I would go with I set aside at least an hour a day to play sports such as football or badminton in order to get some energy and release stress after a nerve-wracking week. Okay, nerve-wracking time. It's kind of like what time? Were you auto racing before, or what was happening? Okay. All right. Let's see. Amar Wadi says, I used to play chess with my friends and my little brother when I have free time because I'm always busy working at the office. Amar Wadi, that doesn't make sense to say I used to. My question is present tense. When do you like to play games? If you say I used to play games, then my question should be when did you used to play games as a child? But I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you now, when do you usually play games? If you don't anymore, Amar Wadi, then you say I don't play games the same way as I used to because I'm always busy with office work. Okay? Then that's how you answer. But you must answer the question clearly, otherwise you lose marks for comprehension. Okay? Kala Smalsar says, in the evening is when I get together to play football at the nearest field with some friends because that's when we all have time. Playing in the morning is difficult or during the day because it's very hot. Kala, not bad. However, Kala, remember, the question is directed at you, okay? Not you and your friends. If I'm asking you, Kala, when do you and your friends like to play games? Then you can say, we like to play in the evening. But if I'm asking about you, your answer should be, I like to play games, okay? In the IELTS exam, you have to be accurate. Okay, unlike in the real world where we often make slight mistakes with pronouns, even in our native language, in the IELTS you do have to be accurate. Okay, so giving times like the evening or the summer, or even specifically like between 6 and 8 p.m., those are good. Okay, so my favorite time to play games, especially sports, such as football, is during the evenings in the summer, roughly between 6 and 9 p.m. when the weather is dry and cool. My friends and me often get together for a match during these times. Okay? Now, here's my answer. So again, repeat after me. When do you like to play games? Why? My favorite time to play games, especially sports such as football, is during the evenings in the summer, roughly between 6 and 8 p.m. when the weather is dry and cool. My friends and me often get together for a match during these times. Okay? All right, so present tense on the question, present tense on the answer. It's is. How can I make my answer better? What can I do to make my answer sound even better? While you give me that answer, I'll read a couple more students' responses. Preeti Sina says, I love to play games in the evening because after the working hours, I need to relax and rejuvenate so I can sleep well at night. Preeti, that's a really good answer. Carolina says, give an example. Yeah, an example might be okay. Sure. There's another part that's kind of missing from here. Satisfying time says maybe include some quantitative language. I have a little bit of quantitative language in there, 6 and 9 p.m. Satisfying times. It's in there. Okay. What else could I do? What else? What do you think I'm thinking of to make this a little bit better? Okay, what else? What could I include? What's missing that I've been emphasizing during this class? Yeah, there you go, Pachu. Very good. Cause and effect, okay? I'm really pushing to emphasize this for you students. So even though I have condition in there, condition of time, when the weather is dry and cool, that could be a cause and effect, but it's not reported as a cause and effect. It's reported as a time condition. So is during the evenings in the summer, roughly between 6 and 8 p.m., when the weather is dry and cool. As a result, the games are less exhaustive because I don't overheat. All right. So now I've got a couple of cause and effect relationships in there. So take a look and read with me one more time and say it nice and loud. When do you like to play games? My favorite time to play games, especially sports such as football, is during the evenings in the summer, roughly between 6 and 9 p.m. when the weather is dry and cool. As a result, the games are less exhaustive because I don't overheat. My friends and me often get together for matches during these times. Okay? So that's a more advanced answer than before, and I'm showing lots of cause and effect. In fact, I've put in two, as a result and because. Okay? So more relationships there. Here we go. Next question. Which type of games are your favorite? Again, brackets, why? Okay, so which type of games are your favorite? Give me a nice answer for this question. Daljit Singh says there are umpteen number of games. I see some students have preloaded their answers, which is fine. Daljit says there are umpteen games which are my favorite, like PUBG, which is indoor game. By contrast, cricket is also my favorite outdoor game. Daljit, why? Why do you like those games? It's your follow-up question. Nyan T. Kim says, I love playing games which have English in it because while I'm playing the game, I can also learn more vocabulary and grammar. Great, Nyan T. Kim, Nguyen, that's fantastic. You don't need to repeat the word English, okay? For Dobbs says, my number one choice is football because I not only stretch my muscles but also unwind from the stresses of life. As a result, I feel energized during the whole week. And I briefly mentioned this earlier in our conversation. So for Dobbs, if you've talked about it before, mention that you talked about it before. Make that cohesive connection. Nice answer for Dobbs. Mamta Tapa says, well, there are lots of outdoor games I like playing. For example, badminton, volleyball, and hockey. However, my favorite game is volleyball as it enhances team spirit and is also good for health. Mamta, that's a bit of an awkward answer because arguably badminton, hockey also improves team spirit. Maybe the style of play is a little bit different, so you might want to rethink, Mamta, how to make that a better answer or more clear information. Okay. Amira says, my favorite game is Sims. It is a digital game I love because I feel this game is kind of similar to life and I play with my friends on the internet. Amira, that's good. Sure. Sims, why not? All right. Here we go. As I had just mentioned previously, I love to play football because it is a beautiful sport. All it needs are a few friends, some goalposts, and a ball. It not only challenges my abilities physically, but also mentally. Thus, I really enjoy playing it. All right. So, thought I'd give you a little bit of a different cause and effect connection here with thus starting a new sentence. And again, join your answers together with previous ones whenever possible. That will create strong cohesion and will help your band score. So, students, repeat after me. Which type of games are your favorite? Now here, I want to improve this. And I did that because rereading the question, this is plural. So which type of games are your favorite? Football is just one type of game. It's really important that my answer is specific to the question. That's one of the most essential parts of getting a high band score. So as I had just mentioned previously, I love to play outdoor team sports, especially football, because it is a beautiful sport. All it needs are a few friends, some goalposts, and a ball. It not only challenges my abilities physically, but also mentally. Thus, I really enjoy playing it. All right, students, here is the next question. Where is a good place to buy games? After that, how have playing games changed over the last 3 decades? Let me just enlarge the font here for you. You can see these last couple questions clearly. And then your homework challenge will be to answer these last 3 questions on your own, and you can send them to me as MP3 recordings to my email, and I will let you know what kind of a band score you can expect for those responses. So again, the last questions are, where is a good place to buy games? How have playing games changed over the last 3 decades? If you could make a game, what would it be? Okay, students, that's all the time I had for today. I hope that you picked up some important strategies. Remember, making those strong connections among your ideas is essential to get those high band scores. In this way, the IELTS interview is not exactly natural conversation. You do have to be more careful of your word choice. Again, remember to check us out, students, at aehelp.com for the academic version of the exam, gieltshelp.com for the general. And again, students, download our app, Academic IELTS Help. And if you like the app, the free version, the paid version, please give us a good rating on our store. It helps us grow. It helps other students to improve for their exam. If there's something you don't like about the app, please don't give us a bad rating. Just send us an email so we can change that. That's it for me for today. Have a lovely rest of your day. Sweet dreams if it's late in your country. And tomorrow I will see you for task 1, academic writing and reading passage and strategy. You're very welcome. Amarjeet, Hermes. Members, you're all very welcome. Anish, you're welcome also. Bye for now, students.